Hey guys, Vilisink back again with a Raid Shadow Legends video, and we have some news. I was just on Discord, I'm a bit late. I have seen videos on this topic, I've not watched any. I just wanted to go to Discord, have a read through it, and go over these champions, go over the events and the requirements, and whether you would really need to do it. I mean, people will do it for fun, people will potentially be doing dungeons anyway, so if you do take extra fragments for a champion, it's actually a pretty cool thing. And there's one champion that I would probably be going for. We'll go over that pretty soon. But nonetheless, they've kind of listened in a way. But quickly before we get into it, if we look at tournaments with how they're structured, this is a simple fix. Simple fix, ain't no problem. The hardest thing is getting this damn thing to load up. That's it. And then after that, we'll talk about the requirements, the tournaments, the days they're on, the champions you can get, and if you would need to. So let's just, for argument's sake, champion training. I've not done a lot of champion training, but in general, if we didn't have these events and it just happened as a standard thing, 1850 we could have 5 fragments for Krila, or it could be Ice Golem. We could have the third reward up, it could be a few it doesn't have to be 5. But instead of having core hammers or 30 gems or like pointless brews, we should be putting in things to that to help us finish off these old champions. Because what's the point, like legitimately, what's the point just sitting... I mean, I hate scrolling through this because it hurts my bloody eyes so much. Cleopteryx can kiss my age. Now, like, Drop Ghoul, we've got Versov, we've got Yannicka, Krila, Bergoth, all these champions that are all fragments, and it's ridiculous. So we kind of need to have something needs to be done about it. And Palladium have decided to listen to us, or they've decided that on a monetary scale, money-wise, they can make a killing from it, and that's why they're doing it. It's probably for the money. But nonetheless, we're getting an opportunity to collect these champions. So if it's a tournament, that's how they should do it. We should just have, instead of brews, put in 5 of this champion. Next few tournaments there, we'll just put in fragments for this, because it helps us complete these champions. There's no point in sitting with 95 fragments. And when did Drop Ghoul finished? I got to 70, and I for sure was not paying money to buy those fragments. Give me the chance to buy them somewhere, like we'll do with Yannicka. Give me the chance to do any tournament. We don't need to have special rules over it so you can monetize it. But nonetheless, let's go over what we have. So on the 22nd to the 23rd, there's a dragon tournament with only epics, which means my Eurogrim could be pretty good there. Epic only dragon tournament, you'll get Versulf, Ruel, and Rorik. So let's quickly see. I need to remember where half of these people are. You see a nice Rev, Versulf. I do not have him, so I really don't know. But Versulf, he looks like an okay champion. I don't remember going for him. Places a shield and a provoke. Attack AoE. Extra hit on people that are under any type of debuff. So he's like a HP kind of damage dealer. He'll be one of the champions who we're able to get. It's not that bad. I do have people in my clan that like him. Or they'll use him as a stall champion. Give him like really high HP. And that is potentially one way to do it. The other champion I've got, but I have not used, and it's Ruel. Now, Ruel potentially could be pretty good. We need more Hex champions integrated into the game to make his kit better, so he doesn't have to like cycle back around. The A1, decreased defense, situational, transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target if there's a Hex. So it's essentially a shitter version of Lysandra, but still decreased defense. It's a shame it's situational, but I like the idea of putting a debuff back on the attacker, who wouldn't. He has an AoE, extra hit to people on Hex, will ignore defense if 4 or more enemies are under Hex. And then he has places increased accuracy on all allies, then places a hex debuff on all enemies. So he has to cycle back to his A2 to get the maximum damage. So for Ruel, I think if you have a hex champion, if you have Thea, 2 Angel, or anybody that does hex, you would need them to be paired with Ruel, but I've heard he does okay damage. Haven't tested him myself, but maybe I wouldn't go for him. Let's just keep it there. So Rorik, a chance to get Rorik Vermbane. Now this is just pure money grab because we just finished him, and player must know that there's going to be people that were potentially 5-10 fragments short. This dude is just damage. He's not game changing. He isn't fantastic. He's just damage. That's all it is. He can put up a stun. He can be a clan boss stun target, but I think he has better uses elsewhere. 80% chance, 100 when booked. Decreased turn meter. If it fully depletes a skill, so if I put him in with Nethril, and then Rorik goes after that, he can stun the whole team, not based on accuracy. He does counter attack with his A3. So he's pretty good. So for the Dragon Tournament, 22nd, 23rd, all epics are needed. We can get Versov, Rorik, or Ruel. Potentially, if I needed to finish Rorik, I would finish Rorik. I do not see myself finishing Versov. I think I'm quite far away, but Versov is actually, as a HP champion, not too bad. Ruel, I think he maybe needs some more people with Hex, so you don't have to build him really fast. Or like in, you can use Reflex or Relentless, I suppose, to try and help the cooldowns, but when we get more Hex champions, I feel like Ruel, I mean, he can do good damage now, but his damage will be way better, and he can have way more accessibility in teams if we didn't have to cycle back. The 23rd to the 24th of October, got a spider event from the Tillerian Alliance. So let me show you. Tillerian Alliance is at the top here. So we need to kill spider with fit champions from all these factions. So Banner Lords, you may have your Septimus. You may have, let's take a quick look anyway. Like Septimus is in here. There's like, that's your big hitter. If you have like triple Septimus, it might be okay. But anyway, 23rd, 24th of October, we can get Yoshi in Karila. Again, all Tillerian, so Light Swarm could be good for there. Silver Drakes could be good. There is a good Barbarian, and I cannot remember her bloody name, but she's an uncommon, and Stu Gaming uses her, and he used her maybe like 2 years ago, and it was just mesmerising, good to watch. Her name will come to me at some point. But we're going to have these 4 factions: Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, and Barbarians, Sacred Order, High Elves, Bannerlords. Those are the 4 factions you can use if you're short on Yoshi or Krila. I am not, luckily enough. I'm short on Krila, but I pulled her from my next Sacred Shard, would you believe? So Yoshi as a champion, good in arena. We do have faction wars coming in 2-3 months. There he will be really good for that decreased accuracy. Stun on the A1. Attacks 2 times at random. 100% chance, HP burn, decreased accuracy. Will be good for the boss. His A3 will increase your attack and give you increased accuracy. And all allies 2 turns, 50% chance placing True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. 75% chance instead if they're under increased attack buffs. So, not too bad. He will be used for faction wars. If you're very close to getting Yoshi, I mean, if you watch Arena, you will see him. He can be extremely annoying. That's a pretty good champion. And he's potentially worth going for. So, 23rd to 24th. If you're 5 fragments short for Yoshi, look at the Tillerians and see if you can actually finish that champion off. Because it's actually not that bad. Now, we'll jump into Orcs quickly for another champion I would actually say is very much worth it. This is probably the best champion to go for out of the lot so far. Krila. because of our allied attack, it's just the biggest amount of damage you can get from an allied attack champion. As far as I'm led to believe, places a shield, we don't care. Attacks when enemy, places a stun debuff, 8% chance of teaming up with allies. I hate the fact that it needs to be booked. 80% chance. Wow. So if this doesn't happen, it's a single hit on one enemy. But the ally attack is really good, unkillable in clan boss and so forth. She also will bring increased attack, increased crit rate. I have her at 50, I think maybe 6 star. But I don't use her. I maybe should. But Krila Witch Arm will be good in, again, Faction Morse will be good in Doom Tower, good in Clan Boss if you have that team built on Krillable. So 23rd, 24th of October, you'll see Krila from them two are very close. Both very good champions. I'd put them above Versolfruel Rorik. And that is again only from Banner Lords, High Elves, Sacred Order, and Barbarians. 25th to 26th, we have a Fire Knight tournament with the Corrupted Alliance. So, Demon Spawn, Undead Horde, Fax, Dark Elves. Now, the Fire Knight might be kind of easy because Dark Elves contains Cold Heart. If we can get a Sifi or something nice, even Demon Spawns in a stun set, this should be relatively easy to do. But the champions in question that we are getting, the first one, I'll try to remember where the hell he is. So I assume he is in this faction because we need to use this faction to unlock him. This Bergoth the Malform. Now, he was at fusion a while ago. I made videos and we went through the fusion together. You can give him crit rate and he can put a continuous heal on himself. Attack all enemies, chance of placing a provoke. I've even heard of people putting him in a stun set. Which is kind of weird, but I mean, for faction wars or for progressing on any level, a dungeon, and a wave, you might need to do that. He's an okay champion. Whenever the champion's attacked, heals all allies except this champion. So he has use. I don't know if he is worth going for in general. Fire Knight's worth farming just for the sake of it. But for Bergoth, I mean, I don't see a lot of people going and break their backs or breaking their arse just to get him. But let's just jump into Orcs for a second. Because not only can you get Bergoth, the other fragment, well, other champ you can get fragments of is this big bad boy right here. One of the best free champions. He just is. He's just high defense, okay base HP, not necessarily slow, could be quicker, but he hits like a truck. He can decrease the duration of all ally buffs by a turn. Decreasing the duration of ally buffs by a turn, okay. Decreased defense is quite nice, can place a stun. And this can hit for a lot. Just think of a lot of clan boss teams you might be seeing, like the Valkyries, Bragos, Krisks type of thing. AoE here, so you can even put him in a stun set if you want to just piss people off. So it's placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Also places a decreased attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns if he's under increased defense. So you have your increased defense champion going first. Give him that buff. You can attack down the whole enemy team. You can hit them really hard. And he can CC. He's a pretty badass champion. Increases all other champions' defense by 10%. Increases Doom Tower defense by 34%. So in Doom Tower, this dude is broken. In Doom Tower, Iron Brago is broken. So 25th to the 26th, we have Bergoth, Iron Brago, and the Fire Knight. I mean, Bergoth not necessarily worth it. Iron Brago will be higher. He's just a better champion. But Iron Brago is worth getting. If you're close to getting Iron Brago, you were just a few short, he's worth finishing off. Now 27th to the 28th of October, Ice Golem from the Garland Pact. So Ice Golem, using Ogren tribes, lizard men, skinwalkers, and orcs. And the champions that we are going to get are, I believe one of them is in here, because one of them is a champion that I would genuinely actually go for. Dracula the Gaunt. Now, his aura's HP and all, but 25%. It's like, okay, cool. Runestone, active effect, Runestone Blessing. This is a shield buff equal to 50% of the champion's max HP on all allies for 3 turns. And it heals each ally max HP whenever a shield buff placed by this expires, is removed, or is broken. So he's a good carry. He also has increased attack, increased defense, also places block damage on all allies for 1 turn if their HP is less than 30%. With the increased attack and increased defense, I'm really interested in. Seen a lot of good videos of this guy, just placing a stun on the A1. If you want to know how good Dracula the Gaunt is, I tried to name drop, but J Gigs, watch his video. If people are out there saying that Dracula is just kind of shit whatnot, watch J Gigs' video. He will show you how to tank Spider easy. You could take out Miscreant Monster, put in Dracula. Or Dracula for the shield, for that block damage, for the increased defense, increased attack. That's the one I personally would go for. I've got 70 fragments, so I'm assuming there's maybe going to be 5 available. But I would go for him. Dracula is a fantastic Ogre champion, well worth your time. And the last one, people give a lot of hate to this champion, right? Now let's set the record straight right now. This champion is good. He's a specialist in the sense that he has a niche use. Like a lot of other champions that have a niche use, but they're still there, be it your arena team or here or wherever. This champion, let's fax his in again before I forget. He's bloody good, and I don't see why he gets as much hate as he is, because it's Elegaius, and if you see Valkyrie waves, you see double C3 waves, if you see triple Krisk waves in Doom Tower, Elegaius is your Doom Tower guy. Also in Faction Wars, I used him on 21, never used him when I cleared it, but he was a great help when I first got to 21 with Valkyrie waves. It helped me just get past it onto the boss, but then I would get killed obviously. But Elegaius does have a good kit, he's worth it. I went for this champion before, I already have him, so I won't need to go for this champion, but just a 25% chance of placing a blocked active skills, debuff for 1 turn. If he loses HP, the chance increases. So he can effectively put one person's skills on cooldown. Attacks when enemy, puts the target's skills on cooldown, and if there's duplicates, it's the same to them. Again, if you get the multiple Valkyrie wave, boom, they're all on cooldown. That's it. You hit one, the rest of them get affected. Obviously, manual this to make sure you get it. It could be double C3, it could be like Raglands and whatever you take him. Multiples of champions basically are neutralized by Elegaius because of this move. He gets a lot of hate, and I just don't know fucking why. It just is so confusing. Ghost Rage, AoE, 100% chance of removing 2 random buffs. Again, 100% chance, decreasing the turn meters of 20%. Decreases enemy turn meters by a further 0.2% for every 1% of HP he loses. So if Elegaius has lost a shitload of HP, he's decreasing the turn meter a hell of a lot more. He's just removing random buffs, he's messing your whole team up, he's slowing you down. And this guy was built for Valkyries. Decreasing turn meter, putting him on cooldown with duplicate champions. This is a champion that you need. You may not use him straight away, but Elegaius is so worth going for. And also, if you hit him, this can be put onto 5 turns, but on his death blow he will survive. And if it prevents his death, he gets a 10%, or somebody else will get a 10% heal of their max HP, they get a turn meter boost and they get a shield for 2 turns. Unless there's a heal reduction debuff, but Elegaius can save any champion and himself from dying by spurned by death. So she's worth going for as well. So There is events starting 22nd to 23rd. Dragon Tournament, all epics, really easy. For myself, Ruel Rorik, 23rd to the 24th. Yoshi and Krila, again, good champions. And that is the Tillerian Alliance in Spider, so it could be Spider 10, 15, 20, makes no difference. Obviously, lower levels will take you longer to accumulate points you need, and hopefully they're not put behind a massive barrier of points. 25th to 26th have Bergoth, Iron Brago, just a badass champion. And Fire Knights, Encrypted Alliance, which could be quite easy. Undead Hordes, for instance, not a nice champions. Nethril is in there. You could take in your Cold Hearts, you could Demon Spawn, you could take in your Allures for Turn Meter. That could be a lot of fun. If you need Bergoth, Iron Brago, I don't see it. I can see Fire Knight being farmed just because Fire Knight is so good. But 27th to 28th, you have Dracula Eligaius. Dracula is good, but I'm too far away. They're not going to offer 30 fragments. But that is the Ice Golem, and you can only use people from the Garland Pact. So this is all good. We're getting a chance to finish off other champions. Each day they're going to change it to a different tournament, which is kind of good. We're getting the chance to work on certain champions. The only thing that's kind of crap is they are one after another after another. So if you're a few champions short and you can't do this every single day, that's fine. If not, I would pick a day. For instance, I would pick Ice Golem or Spider, and I would only do it on that days if you are kind of short on resources, or you're not able to do the higher levels, or if you really want that champion, that's what I would do. I wouldn't just try and go 4 days in a row. If you don't need the champions, don't waste your resources. No, but again, if you want to farm Dragon, Fire Knight, whatever, you can. So as long as you kind of pace yourself, this event could be really nice. Let's just double check. So Verse South is sitting around 70. So Dracula is around 70. Verse South is 60. So I'm not finishing them off. Krila, I have her, which is 15. I've got Bergoth. I have Rorik as well. See, where are we? We got him, Drexstar, got him from Bazaar. Eligaius, I have him as well. Brago, have him. Yoshi, have him. Ruel, have him. Damn, I have more than I actually think. But look at this. This is just ridiculous. But either way, if you're short, you can pick a day. And you can pick a champion. You know, it's on Discord. Go take a look at the information there. But guys, this is pretty good if you are close. Well, there's a few good champions. The top 3, top 4. I mean, Dracula Eligaius for me, and the Ice Golem event is one of the best ones. Brago is good for people that don't have him. Krila can be good. Varsov can be good. Rorik can be good as well. So I'll cut it there. I don't want to blab on too long. Those are the dates. Starting 22nd, ending on 28th. We've got 4 events. Check your frags, guys. Some champions are worth it. Depending on your roster, it is up to yourself. But I wish you all the best of luck. I want to thank you for listening. Stay safe, keep on raiding, and I'll catch you in the next video.